Subreddit HFY, The Foundling, Part 4, by Polite Badger. When it was clear Tale would not eat any of the tubers, Maverick agreed to leave. Hine retrieved both the shawl and Tale's clothes from the wagon. Both were now quite dry and had been for some time. She tossed the tiny garments at Maverick, and they caught on his horns. The shawl she folded and put away. It didn't feel right to sell it, all things considered, even to a tourist. Besides, Tale would probably need it again that night. Hine went to hitch the galpenny back to the wagon, leaving Maverick to the somewhat arduous task of dressing Tale. Tale seemed to think that they were playing a game. Every time Maverick tried to get the shirt over his head, the creature waved his arms, squealed, and giggled. Then he stuck his fingers in his mouth. Eventually Maverick won, though not without feeling slightly ridiculous. The size of the garment made his hands feel awkwardly large and clumsy. He noticed Hine watching them impatiently from the wagon. He knew that look. It was time to go. The rest of the drive to the city passed without incident, except when Tale had seen a shiny silver-blue beetle on Hine's sleeve, quickly snatched it, and popped it in his mouth. Maverick's eye widened, and Hine grimaced, clearly in disgust. So the creature was a carnivore, after all! Maverick still didn't think it was dangerous. Being so small, it probably couldn't subsist off of much more than bugs. Still, that probably meant it wasn't sentient, which made him feel foolish for giving it a name. After a moment, Tale coughed and spat it back up. So he wasn't a carnivore. Maybe he's just a bit dim, suggested Hine helpfully. The beetle crawled away pathetically, having probably just had the worst day of its life. Tale looked up at Maverick, as if trying to eat the bug had been his idea. Then his face scrunched up, and he began wailing, yet again. Maverick racked his brain once more. Was it normal for the younglings of other species to try and eat random objects? He didn't think so. Then again, Maverick's knowledge of foreigners was quite limited. Maverick picked Tale up to talk to him face to face. What did you think would happen? He chided. That's not food. Beside him, Hine flicked the reins. Do you still think the thing is sentient? She asked, once Tale had settled back down. The creature's bottom lip jutted out, and his eyebrows furrowed. Maverick wasn't sure exactly what that expression meant, but he guessed that Tale was pouting. I don't know, admitted Maverick. I think so, he said after a long while. Two animals couldn't have stolen and operated an escape pod by themselves. Maybe someone else on the ship put them there, Hine suggested. Maverick shook his head. What, and then didn't get on themselves? Those creatures are so small. There would have been plenty of room for another person. Besides, that doesn't explain why the larger one was dead. The gash across its chest indicates that someone or something attacked it. Maybe, puzzled Hine, what if the larger one attacked first, and that wound was given in self-defense? Maverick conceded that it was a possibility, but he still couldn't believe anyone would actually be threatened by it. Tale was sucking on his fingers again, drool dribbling down one side of his chin. Hine eyed the little monster skeptically. Tale stared back with his strange brown eyes. A shiver went down her spine. He doesn't act sentient, Hine pointed out. We don't know exactly how old he is, counted Maverick. I've heard rumors that some species take several cycles to develop. Several cycles? That's ridiculous, exclaimed Hine. You really think he could be stuck like that for so long? Maverick shrugged. Tale babbled something as if he too wanted to contribute to this conversation. The wagon rattled on, and Maverick and Hine fell into an uneasy silence. There was more traffic on the road now. In the distance they could see the beginnings of urban sprawl, and between the buildings and hills, flashes of the sea. If Maverick's hypothesis was correct, that was even more reason to get Tale back to where he belonged, reasoned Hine. Surely someone would be looking for him. An elderly couple in fine clothes headed away from the city, and past them, heads bent and whispering furiously. Maverick nodded politely, but they barely acknowledged him. Surely there had to be someone.